Joining me on the platform at this point in time is Sandeep Chachra, human rights defender. Also joining me on the show is Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense expert, Impact Media panelist, is also joining us. Gulresh Sheikh, BJP spokesperson, is also going to be talking to us. Amna Wangnao, journalist from Nagaland, is also here with us. And Honang Konyak, Vice President of the Konyak Union, will be joining us momentarily as well. Let me get a, army perspective, a defense perspective on this matter as well. Major Mohammed Ali Shah is here with us as well. Ali, it's basically like they say in Hindi, it's a do dhari talwar. Ho bhi to it's a problem, and if it's not there, then also it's a problem. What are your thoughts? What's happened here? If you talk about Nagaland and the other parts of this country, the role of AFSPA and these indiscriminate killings, how is this conundrum going to find a middle path?
Vineet, firstly, I extend my heartfelt condolence. Genuinely, I am deeply pained myself with what happened in Nagaland. I really feel for my Naga brethren, and I consider myself to be one of them. Actually, generally speaking, you just heard Amna speak very passionately, and I'm with you, sister. I'm definitely with you, Oya. And in fact, before we came live, I was speaking to Amna in Nagamese, in fluent Nagamese, and I was telling her we are one of you. And in fact, they should not misunderstand that yes, it was a grave mistake by the army. It was a blunder. It was by the security forces. I will not try to defend them here at all. I will say yes.
It's not about defending them, Ali. It's not about defending them. It's also talking about the AFSPA. Is it become irrelevant?
Now we talk about AFSPA, Vineet. Firstly, in the first case, army is not meant for internal problems. It's meant for external aggression. It is meant for external enemy. So when you deploy the army into a troubled state, now as per on 11 September 1958, the Armed Forces Special Power Act came into rule. It came into being. It was implemented in states in Jammu Kashmir in 1990, but before that, 1983 in Punjab. In 1997, when the insurgency went away from Punjab, it was repealed. Now, when we talk about repeal of Armed Forces Special Power Act in the Northeast, it is already repealed in 7 districts in Arunachal Pradesh, in a couple of districts in Manipur, and in Nagaland. Yes, I would say when I was serving with the Assam Rifles, in fact, I've done 2 tenures in Nagaland, in fact, as ADC to GOC 3 Corps at Rangapar, Diyapur, and with the Assam Rifles. There are certain provisions. Army is meant for external aggression, but the moment you deploy the army there, when
you think it should go?
Fails, paramilitary takes over. When paramilitary fails, the army comes in. God forbid, if ever such a situation arises that the army is not able to cope up there, because when you give responsibility, you give authority as well.
But now, Ali, what happens? Ali, what happens when more civilians are killed instead of terrorists in that state, and there is AFSPA there?
Well, that cannot happen, that more civilians are killed and more terrorists are killed. That certainly cannot happen. And now secondly, AFSPA, when you talk about AFSPA, yes, I am myself of the view that certain section of AFSPA can be amended for sure, but it cannot be eradicated completely. You cannot do away with AFSPA, much to the fact that I really genuinely feel for my Naga brethren over here. I am saying it from my heart, from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, let me, all right. Thank you everyone for being a part of this wonderful conversation.